Have you ever heard an argument that made you feel emotional right away? Maybe it made you feel sympathy, fear, or guilt. But at what point does an emotional story stop being a good argument and start becoming a way to manipulate people? Today, we're looking at a logical fallacy that does exactly that, the appeal to emotion fallacy. And that's really the big question, isn't it? What's the difference between connecting with someone on an emotional level and just playing them? Figuring that out is exactly why understanding this fallacy is so important. So first things first, what exactly are we talking about here? I want you to think of this fallacy as a kind of trap in a conversation. It's easy to fall into, and sometimes people use it without even realizing it. That's what makes it so important to recognize. Okay, so here's the core of it. The appeal to emotion fallacy is what happens when all the logic, all the evidence just gets tossed out the window. Instead, the argument tries to win by making you feel something really strong, like fear or guilt or pity. It's basically a shortcut that skips past your rational brain and goes straight for your gut reaction. So what does this trap look like out in the real world? Let me tell you, once you know what to look for, you are going to start seeing this absolutely everywhere. Let's start with a school fundraiser. Notice how this appeal doesn't really mention the budget or the specifics of the project or how the money will be managed. Nope, it jumps straight to making you feel guilty. The point isn't to inform you, it's to make you feel bad if you don't open your wallet. And here's a classic from the world of advertising. This isn't selling you on the high-tech features of the system or its 5-star reviews. It's selling you fear. The argument is basically, buy our thing or something terrible could happen to the people you love. It's effective for sure, but it's not a logical reason why their system is the one you should choose. We see this a lot in politics too. A statement like this is asking for your vote based on sympathy. It's a classic appeal to pity. It completely shifts the conversation away from things like, the candidate's actual qualifications, their policies, or what they plan to do if they win. All right, so if emotional appeals are the trap, how do you get out of it? Or even better, how do you make your own argument stronger so you don't have to rely on these tricks? This is just a perfect side-by-side comparison. On one hand, you've got a student trying to use an emotional plea, tears, a sob story to get a grade changed. And on the other, you've got a student with a logical, forward-thinking plan. You see the difference? One approach just adds a lot of pressure and awkwardness. The other actually opens the door to a real solution. And this logical path is just so much more effective, right? Instead of begging, the student takes 3 clear steps. First, they acknowledge the feedback. That shows they're listening. Second, they propose a concrete action like rewriting a section. And third, and this is such a pro move, they offer to make up for the professor's extra time. This completely changes the dynamic from a plea for pity to a respectful negotiation. So after all that, what's the big idea here? What's the one thing you should take with you to help you avoid these traps in the future? It really comes down to this. While emotions are a totally valid and important part of how we communicate, a truly strong argument can't stand on feelings alone. The best, most persuasive arguments are always built on a solid foundation of evidence, logical reasoning, and real solutions. So, I'll leave you with a challenge. Now that you know the pattern, that appeal to fear or guilt or pity that shows up instead of actual facts, where are you going to spot it next? In an advertisement? A news headline? Maybe even in something you were about to say? Keep your eyes and ears open. Thank you for watching.
If you'd like more personalized feedback, writing support, and discussion sessions, they're available with me or with our selected tutors. All the details are here.